first, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you for joining us here. We are live streaming. That is a live shot there of the Tillicum Bridge, and it is nice outside, and as you probably know, you've probably heard, there is a heat wave on the way. It's going to be really, really hot outside, which means it's going to be a good time to check out a film, and we're going to be talking about that here in just a minute, something you could do. Again, this is Fox 12 Now. We live stream here every weekday, starting around 1 p.m. Pacific, going throughout the afternoon, covering a wide range of topics. You can check out all of them at kptv.com under the Fox 12 Now tab or the Fox 12 Oregon app. Same thing, Fox 12 Now on there as well. But Cora Bora is a movie that was filmed, at least in part, here in Portland, and you can check it out for a limited time, but there's going to be other ways to watch it as well. So we're going to be talking all about it right now. Joining us, we have Hannah Pearl Utt, director, and Rhianon Jones, the writer. Thank you to both of you, for having some time to be here to talk about this. We love talking about the film industry here in Portland and just filmmakers in general. And this is a pretty unique film that you have here. And so to start off, Rhianon, maybe if you wouldn't mind giving everybody just a little bit of a synopsis of what this is, and on top of that, what the inspiration was behind writing this.
So Cora follows a young-ish musician from the Portland music scene who kind of runs away from her problems in Portland, and then has to sort of go back and have a reckoning with her relationships and the people from the scene there, and her career in the music industry. And while I did live in Portland and I was a musician in the scene, to maybe a lesser extent of success, it's not actually about me. However, the character is very much inspired by people I knew from my time in Portland, these sort of difficult but somehow inspiring people that I knew, and which actually was something that really resonated when we took the script to Hannah, because she also has a few Coras in her life.
Nice.
Yeah, Cora's a friend that I feel like most of us have. And if you don't have a Cora in your life, you might be the Cora. Or you might just be way too healthy for your own good, in which case we're not interested in being your friend.
Fair.
Yeah. Yes, but Rhiannon sent me the script. I found it so funny. I fell in love with the character, and I sensed a subtext that was not actually in the script at the time. And so when I sent it to my producer, Mallory, I told her all the things I loved, and she was like, okay, but why is this person this way? And why should I care about them? And once we opened up that conversation, it became clear that if we made Cora's backstory a little more explicit, and really leaned into the Portland of it all and Rhiannon's experience as a musician in Portland, that we could open up her story to a larger audience, not just people like me and Rhiannon who happen to love Coras.
Yeah.
I love that chorus, the chorus out there. Well, you also, and I want to get into the story a little bit more too, but I know this is pretty cool too. Some of the performers that you have in this film are pretty incredible, including one from Hacks, which is pretty amazing, having her in there. And I wondered if you could tell us about how you got her into this role.
It's kind of funny. I'll just jump in and say that when we originally had the script, a lot of people were having a hard time, if they didn't know a Cora, figuring out who would play the character. And then this amazing kismet-y thing, Hannah and her producer Mallory and me and my producer Tristan, all on the same day were like, Meg Stalter from Hacks. And I'll let Hannah weigh in on how it went from there.
And then I wrote her a gushing letter, and we sent a lookbook, and we were on the phone like a week later. It just made sense. It made sense to us, and it made sense to her that she played that part. And it was her first time leading a movie, which was really exciting for us as fans, and obviously exciting for her as an actor.
And also bonus, she's a wonderful singer, which we, sometimes we've discussed this in other conversations about it, but it's it's a comedy with a little bit of a heart to it, and I think that really comes through in her musical performance, which was like kind of a nice tribute to the Portland music scene as well. Especially, we worked with Mia Follick's amazing musician, but her actual singing, Meg singing in the movie, I thought was like such a like pleasant surprise for us.
That's incredible. I also think it's really funny. You were just fans of her on Hacks. You didn't know her outside of that. You were fans of her and were like,
No.
that's a Cora right there.
We knew her. I knew her from Hacks. I think Tristan knew her mostly from Instagram. But no, none of us actually knew her. I mean, we did have a moment of being like, I bet if we just walked around one of our neighborhoods, we could find someone who knew her.
Right.
The LA comedy scene's pretty small. We tend to congregate in the same places. But no, none of us had actually met her. And then when we did meet her, it felt like we had known her for a very long time. It was
to the extent that people actually had assumed that we had created the movie for her, and I was like, wait, you don't really know Meg? I'm like, no, she's just perfect for it. Like, it really was like such luck because it's such a specific character and she's such a specific actress. And it was like, we count ourselves very lucky to have landed on her.
That's amazing. Well, tell us about filming in Portland and tying in that music scene that you were talking about, but also the film community here.
Our Portland crew was incredible. They were so good at their jobs and so kind, and everyone anyone we needed a release from or random friends of my cousins we were pulling in to be background actors just couldn't have been more excited and supportive. Or if they weren't, we're very polite about it. Like, no, thank you, sorry, but all the best. We'll watch it in theaters. And that's just a lovely contrast to LA. I think people can be a little bit jaded about film in LA, and they don't realize that indie film is still a thing, and you really do need kind of the community's support in order to pull off an indie film. And I feel like that spirit is alive and well in Portland.
I actually had one of the lead actors from one of my early super micro low, but like $5,000 movies that I did in Portland before I left, audition for one of the roles in Portland. His schedule ended up not working, but I was like, he actually would have been perfect. But he was like, I can't believe this is your movie after all these years. I was like, how funny you could go from the lead character in my micro budget thing to the drunk guy outside the store in our bigger budget thing. Like, wouldn't that be amazing? It would have been really great. He's wonderful, but the schedules didn't work out. So,
what's the response been like since this has been out? And I know it's been getting a lot of really good reviews, but can you just tell us about that? Working so hard on something like this and then getting it out there, and then hearing that response. What was that like?
I mean, hearing people laugh together in a theater the first time we all watched it at South by Southwest was so exciting. I mean, I was in sort of a like nerve-induced blackout after. I was like, that was laughter I was hearing. That wasn't moans of discomfort. There were some moans of discomfort also. It's been great. I think the people it really connects to, and that's kind of all you can hope for, I think, as a storyteller.
And for me, hearing feedback since it's been playing in Portland from my Portland friends, which was like, it was particularly nerve-wracking for me because it was like an earlier time in my life, and I was like, are they going to think it's about me? And these are like very close friends of mine. They're like, it's so much you. We know it's not you. I was like, thank you. But there's so much of you and that in there. They're like, it was such a treat to see like that, like on screen with such an amazing cast, like, performing in it. So it's been really nice to hear specifically the Portland feedback and like the appreciation for the portrait of that scene, which is still like, it's been years since I've been in it, but it's still like very vibrant there. And it's nice to have a movie that's set in that world.
Yeah, I mean, it very, very much is, the music community here and the film community and everything like that. I mean, so it sounds like this could, be relatable for a lot of people, especially if they know a Cora, which we probably all do, as you mentioned. But for people going in to see this, here in Portland, they've got a couple of chances left to still see it in the theater, and then there's other chances we'll talk about. What would you like them to walk away with after? What would be the ideal feeling or takeaway for you, for someone to have after watching this film? I know it's a hard question.
I was just talking about this earlier that for me, like I said, not Cora, but I am difficult and I did make a lot of mistakes, especially during my younger days in Portland. And I just want people to know that just because you're not perfect or you're messy or you've made mistakes, that it's okay to expect love and to want support and to get support and be given a chance to change. And like, you can't change without that love and support. And so like, you never know what someone's going through. You have these difficult people in your life that you see. And if you don't know, like, don't have the default be to just cancel them or cut them out of your life, or, you gotta know your boundaries and respect your boundaries. But like, if you lead with an open heart, which we kind of ask the audience to like accept Cora with an open heart, and that hopefully people will do that to the Coras in their lives as well.
That's wow, yeah. That's great, Hannah. Yeah.
Oh, to be open to the love and support that is already around you, and to assume that you don't have anyone's whole story, and to give them the benefit of the doubt.
And one more question too, since both of you were talking about, Rhianon, you were talking about time here in Portland, but coming up and doing micro budget, moving on up the chart. What would you have for a recommendation for anybody out there who is an aspiring filmmaker or director who is, maybe still really struggling or working hard to get something off the ground? What would you recommend to them?
Me?
Yeah, what would your advice be?
Well,
for
the
both
great
of you.
thing for Portland filmmakers is that there really is a great community there of artistic, supportive people that are very nourishing and understanding of the crossroads of different types of art with film too, music and other types of art and film. And then my advice to everyone, because I'm also a producer, is, it's always good to do a short film that kind of shows your ability to tell a story from beginning to end. That is hopefully related to a feature that you also want to do.
And Hannah, what would you say to aspiring directors out there?
I would say just make things. Try not to get in your own way, or too much in your head, and just make through all the self-doubt, and make things with people you love. Make things with people you think are talented, and just keep doing it.
You love me, Hannah?
I love Rhianon. I love you.
Are we going to get tears during this? I mean, I hadn't expected that, so I don't know.
Quality TV.
Thank you. So for everybody here in Portland, if you're watching live, there's still opportunities here to see it at the Regal Fox Star. I just want to pull it up so I have the times. 3 o'clock, you may already be going there later on today and tomorrow for July 4th. So especially with you can get out of the hot weather and go see an amazing film. So go check that out. But after that, I know there will be other opportunities for people to check it out. Can you tell us about what's next in line for Cora Bora?
Yes, so if you can't make it to the theater in the next few days, you can pre-order it on Apple right now. And then you can watch it at home on July 12th. And beyond that, I think you can also order it on Amazon at that point. And then beyond that, it'll be streaming, but we don't know when yet. So I would recommend going to the theater or renting it to watch at home if you can't.
That's great. Yeah, so good opportunities right there. Go see it in the theater if you can. I mean, that's always a great experience, but certainly you can rent it outside of that, as you mentioned, on Apple TV. And, Hannah and Rhianon, thank you very much for having some time to talk about this. Really enjoy learning more about, the creative work that people are making and just about this film. And congratulations. That's
so
amazing.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really
cool. Thank you everyone who's seen it so far and everyone who's planning to see it in advance.
Thanks.
And Portland, thank you for being so great, Portland. We love you. We love you, Portland.
And shout out to Sarah as well.
And shout out to cousin Sarah, all the cousins. Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks so much. And for everybody watching, again, this is Fox 12 Now. So we're live here, like I've mentioned, every weekday. Cover a wide range of topics, including finding out about amazing things like this, or going deeper dives into things like this, and then talking about the weather. There's a heat wave as well, so we're certainly covering that as well. And you can check all these out at kptv.com. Just go to the Fox 12 Now tab or download the Fox 12 Oregon app. Another great way to do that. And of course, we're on social media as well. So lots of places to find the show and share it afterward. And thank you very much for joining us. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.